Almost to the end, guys. Number 4. So Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol is the 4th installment in the Mission Impossible series. It's directed by Brad Bird, who directed movies like The Incredibles and the newest movie Tomorrowland, and stars Tom Cruise, Jeremy Renner, Simon Pegg, and Paula Patton. And it's about how after Ethan is rescued from a Moscow prison by his old friend Benji, who has become a field agent for IMF, and another agent named Jane Carter, he goes on a mission to try and find out who a person with the nickname Cobalt is after another IMF agent has been assassinated while trying to figure that out as well. Now I'm just going to put this out here right now. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol is definitely the smartest Mission Impossible movie that's come out so far, and probably my favorite. Ghost Protocol takes everything I liked about the past Mission Impossible movies and makes them even better than they already were. So let's start with the characters like always. This movie definitely has the most developed characters out of all the other Mission Impossible films. Not only does it focus on Ethan's character development throughout the film, but it also focuses on 2 other really huge characters in this film, Benji and William Brandt. Simon Pegg once again plays Benji in this film, and now that he's a field agent, he has a lot more to do with Ethan Hunt than in Mission Impossible 3. Not only is Benji funny in this film and makes it a lot more fun to watch, he's also a very, very smart character that I enjoyed watching on the screen during the action scenes and when even the action wasn't going on. Simon Pegg does a terrific job playing him, as always, and this also brings me to another character played by Jeremy Renner, who also does a great job in this film. William Brandt, to me, is probably the most interesting character in this movie. Out of all the series, it's definitely Ethan, but in this movie, it's definitely William, because he has a lot of awesome backstory to him. He starts out as a regular character at first that might just be kind of expendable and not really a big deal, but as the story goes on, he becomes more and more involved with Ethan and his missions, and he just becomes a huge part of this movie, and it's great. Jeremy Renner does a great job playing William. William has a lot of emotion to him. He's not just a single emotion character, and Jeremy Renner does a perfect job playing him. The writing for this film is definitely the best it's been since Mission Impossible, and the cinematography is definitely the best in the entire series. Not only is the writing for this film fun and exciting, but it's also one of the most serious and smart writings out of the entire series. Though the first film's writing might be a little bit better than this one definitely is really good, and it's probably the second best. The cinematography for this film is actually definitely the best out of the entire series. You have amazing, beautiful shots in this film, from scenes where Tom Cruise is scaling the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, to just regular, pretty much action scenes. The cinematography is steady, it keeps you on your feet, it keeps you excited, and it's just great throughout. This film definitely also has the most tension I've seen in a Mission Impossible film since the first one. There were so many scenes in this movie that had my mouth dropped and pretty much just covered in goosebumps because it was so tension-filled. Now, I do enjoy the storyline for this film, even though I do have a few problems with it. It is a very interesting plotline, and it goes along pretty well for a while, but there is a point where it does become kind of confusing. Though it does sort itself out eventually, there are parts where I was sitting there wondering exactly what was going on between Ethan and everyone else. However, the last 30 minutes of this film was actually really riveting for the storyline. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the entire story, and it really worked out, and there was pretty much no wrinkles near the end. The only other thing that I could think of that was a negative for this film is that the villain for it wasn't that great. Though he isn't as bad as Mission Impossible 2 villain, he still is kind of lame, and there's nothing that really attached me to his character like Philip Seymour Hoffman's character did in Mission Impossible 3. Now that was a great villain. Overall, guys, I really enjoyed Ghost Protocol. There were a lot of great characters throughout. Even returning characters were even better in this film. The writing was better than the past few films have been. The cinematography was the best it's been in the entire series. Though it did have a kind of a weak villain, and the storyline did get a little confusing at times, I still had a lot of fun with Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. It's probably my favorite one in the series, and I will give Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol 4.5 stars. You know what I realized about the Mission Impossible films? In every single one, it introduces a new female character that follows Ethan around and then they disappear in the next film. In the first one, I can understand why she disappeared, but in the second one, you have his girlfriend, who's this master thief that was working with the IMF, and she disappears. In the third one, you have the Asian woman who's with him, she disappears. I'm going to guess that the female in this one probably won't show up in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. So guys, have you seen Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol? How do you think it rates on the Mission Impossible movie list? Let me know below what you think of it. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you next time.